Hello there, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having yourself a great day. I am, because today we are checking out another Disney book, and this one is entitled They Drew as They Pleased, The Hidden Art of Disney's Golden Age. And Disney's Golden Age is one of my favorite eras of Disney. I love the old cartoons. Nowadays, I don't know, I just can't find the love for the type of art they're doing currently. I love traditional animation, and this book is going to feature a lot of that. And I wish I had my hands on some old Disney art, but unfortunately it's very expensive. However, I do have some Disney animation cells, and I also have some from Don Bluth's animated shows, movies, and I will share those with you in the future. I also have some SpongeBob original sketches and animation cells, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for those videos. I also have 3 other books by Pierre Lambert that I should be getting shortly, and as soon as I get those, I will unbox them. If you're not familiar with his work, he does a lot of animation books, and I've done some unboxings of those in the past, so if you'd like to see them, I will try to remember to leave those links at the end of the video or in the comments. So let's go ahead and check this book out. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm excited to take a look at this book. As you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. It's sealed in plastic. Actually, my son ordered this for me for Christmas, and for some reason it got lost for a while, and then it eventually showed up at his doorstep. So I greatly appreciate that he got it for me. I have a lot in my Amazon wish list that I honestly didn't even get a chance to edit it, because there's probably some other things I wanted that I didn't add to my list. But I appreciate this book so much. I do that often. I see something and I add it to my list, or I take a million screenshots. I'm trying not to wreck this book. But yeah, my phone always gets so clogged because I put too many things on my phone. It's either ideas for art or figures that I want, and yeah, it takes up a lot of space after a while. But let's go ahead and take a look at this book. Try to make sure I get it all on frame. Scoot a little bit. There we go. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Like I said, I have no idea what's even in this book. There's a painting from Bambi. That's really cute. That's such a sad movie. I have not watched Bambi in a long time. And there is some art from probably either maybe Bambi or Snow White. Not 100% certain. As with every book, there is a forward and then there's a backward. I'm just kidding. I just find, and then there's a preface, and then there's, I don't know, inspired. I'm not even sure what these pictures are from. I don't know. I can't read that small. But let's go ahead and move on. This is definitely the golden age of Disney. As you can see, there is Walt, a very young Walt, and in an art meeting for Snow White. I've seen this picture before, so I knew what that's from. And this is obviously from Fantasia. Albert Herder. I'm assuming these are being done by sections of who is the particular artist they're featuring. The first concept artist. This book looks like it has a lot more to read than most books I get. I hate reading. I always have. So I like listening to audiobooks, and nowadays I can't see well enough to read them anyways. But I love looking at books which are kind of more like a graphic novel where you get to see a lot of artwork, but these are all drawings from different artists, concept work. It's I always enjoyed looking at different people's sketchbooks, and every time I was at a convention and someone would bring a book for me to sketch in, I always get nervous because I was afraid I was going to make something a mess and then they would get mad at me. So I usually didn't do them that often. But yeah, these are, I literally, when I see these, I know what they're from the concepts anyways. What is this one here? Yeah, these are for the early Disney shorts. And a lot of times, Walt Disney himself would pay artists, say $10 a gag. So if they were create something funny of a character doing something, like here, there's it looks like a swordfish playing his own saw. If you've ever seen people play a saw with a violin, a handsaw with a violin bow, you would know what I'm talking about. But a lot of these sketches I haven't seen, so these are kind of cool to see. This is very early Mickey Mouse stuff, which sadly a lot of that old stuff was lost, and old animation cells were wiped clean and reused. So something like Steamboat Willie, a lot of those cells don't survive because either age or the fact that they were wiped clean, basically. It's a bat mouse. I remember this cartoon. And if you're interested in old original Disney cartoons, make sure to stay tuned for future videos. I have a lot of DVDs and such I want to share with you, a Disney Treasures series, and they have so many good old cartoons from Disney. I love them so much. But it's crazy and always fun to see how people take nature's animals and turn them more into a human-like figure. So it's more acceptable for people, I guess. If it's too weird, like just a regular grasshopper that looks like a real grasshopper, just isn't as pleasing to the eye, I guess. Here's very early drawings from Snow White of the different characters. And I love to see the progression from one thing to another, and sometimes it's a huge leap. And so glad that they finally, for instance, is Jiminy Cricket, not this particular pictures, but actually this is Jiminy Cricket. This is early Jiminy Cricket. I've seen different drawings, but he looked much more like a cricket, whereas the final version, he's kind of somewhat human-like. But there's so many cool sketches in here. I do like that. There's a hippo, some dragons, and there is a show on Disney Plus called The Reluctant Dragon, and it is a great animated feature if you're interested in kind of the progression and how animated cartoons work. It's fun to watch because basically the premise is this guy, he was reading a story around his wife, and then she's like, "That's a great story. You should take that to Disney and have them make it into a cartoon." And he kind of goes backstage and gets in all these weird situations, and then finally he gets to the end of having it actually produced as a cartoon. It's pretty funny, and I just like watching old stuff. Boy, these are really old. Look at Goofy there. And these are storyboards. Walt was one of the early people to use storyboards in helping show how they wanted animated features to be, kind of the whole setup of the movie. You know, they'd work on scene by scene. There's a creepy little dragon, all different types of dragon drawings. This reminds me of Candyland. I used to love playing that as a kid. Pete the Dentist. I wonder if it's pegged like Pete. It's funny, he's in so many features and called different things. Sorry, I gotta move over a little bit. I'm probably cutting off the right side. I don't want you to miss that. What in the world? Mickey is old King Wisdom Tooth scolds Mickey. That's kind of scary. I don't know if this was actually a thing. A lot of cartoons weren't actually. This is so cool to me how, like I said, turning like just flowers and stuff into actual people or characters. Heck, this one's showing all of how a plant grows or something, it looks like. That's pretty wild. Yeah, a lot of early Disney movies and everything were based on nursery rhymes and old stories. Good old Mickey Mouse there. I'm kind of disappointed that Disney World or any of the Disney parks doesn't have more Mickey Mouse rides. They only have that one at Hollywood Studios, but literally Disney is based on Mickey. Mickey doesn't get enough love at the parks, ride-wise. I would love a different type of Mickey ride. What are your thoughts? If you go to Disney, do you wish they would have more Disney Mickey Mouse rides? I would really like that. This is a different animator. And they would do a lot of, there's a really cool video for Sleeping Beauty or around that time where Ivan Earl and I think 2 other artists go out in nature to draw trees. And Ivan Earl's is so amazing, his tree drawing compared to the other people. Not that the other artists aren't good. It's just crazy. Ivan Earl has some really nice books. He's an incredible artist. Sadly, he passed away several or many years ago. I forget how long ago some of these things are made, and I'm like, why are these people not alive anymore? It's unfortunate. And a lot of, just like Walt Disney himself, sadly, people just smoked like a chimney back in the day and couldn't stop or didn't want to, and then basically just died or caused other health issues to people, and it's unfortunate. There's some beautiful kind of Renaissance style for Snow White. There's a little Seven Dwarfs, which is what the cover of photo was. And this is how they do panning with a camera. They don't need to create all the scene, and then the camera follows a path. Same with these, look like they were some other concept art. These are all from Pinocchio, which I did a Pinocchio book preview recently. So if you like Pinocchio, make sure to go back and check that out. I do have a lot more Pierre Lambert books, as I mentioned. And this is from Fantasia. Wow, look at that beautiful painting. It's kind of gloomy, but it's also beautiful. And this is a different artist, a female. Most females were not regular artists. They did animation cell art. It was it was their belief, the men anyways, that women have less shaky hands and such, so they were given the task of either inking the front of animation cells or painting the back. And most all the animators who did the drawings and such were men. There's actually a really great book about women animators. I will leave a picture over here for you. You can check that one out. I do have that book also. I think that one's a lot more reading than it is photos, so it's kind of pointless for me to show that book. But it is a great book. there is a series of these books. I believe there are some additional ones. This is definitely old stuff. I'll have to maybe scan these pages and such because I would like to know more what it says in it. And that's about it. It's not a really long book, but it is a good one. It has a lot of information about the different artists. This came out in 2015. And there's the back. So, I hope you enjoyed this book. And if you did, please make sure to subscribe and thumbs up the video and share with your friends. And stay tuned for more book previews. And I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. And I'd like to wish you all a magical day. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.